All right, World Wide Web, another amazing edition of Sports and Tacos coming at you. Another huge day of NFL football. I'm your host, as usual, Spencer Cadigan. We got Ian Drummond, the guy from Philly. We got Paul Pratt on today. We got a bunch of the co-hosts are scattered throughout the country. We got Bama and Tony are going to be coming live from Talladega here in a few minutes. The G Unit, Alex Ginzel, she's in New York for a friend's wedding. I think Bentley is laying on a beach somewhere or something. So either way, the show must go on. Mainly because we do have a bunch of great NFL football games today that I want to dive into. Geez, I mean, it starts off right from the get-go. I mean, like literally, there's possible like at the 10 o'clock games, or I guess the 9 a.m. games out here on the left coast. You have two potential matchups of one that might be the AFC championship game, and one that I personally think could be the NFC championship game before the Super Bowl. So
I don't get that, Spencer. Jacksonville's not in the NFC. So
I'm sorry. The potential Super Bowl matchup with at least the way that these two teams have been playing, at least in my opinion, it's probably unlikely. But we'll dive in with my game of the week, and that's Jacksonville at the Eagles. Jacksonville, I mean, the last few weeks, they have just been putting the smack down on a couple of teams. When you combine that defense with if Trevor Lawrence has figured it out and they have an offense, that is a possible Super Bowl team. Now, don't get me wrong, they got to get through the Bills, they got to get through the Chiefs, but that defense, I mean, they shut out the Colts 20-0. The Colts then beat the Chiefs last week. Then they came into San Diego and put the smackdown on the Chargers. So let's start there. Is Jacksonville for real? Because right now, to me, Jacksonville is absolutely for real.
Well, I think they have the perfect combination of coaching, quarterback, young. I mean, that one's NFL. I think, you look in Carolina, Matt Rule is struggling because of his quarterbacks. But you got coaching quarterbacks, then you're playing into a weak division. And, I've got that as where the Eagles are at, too, is that they're playing into a weak schedule right now. They're 3-0. I think they should still get 12 wins out of the year. But that's what I'm seeing right now with Jacksonville is playing into that weak division. If they can pull out, at least 5 wins, they should be in good shape.
Yeah, what do you think, Paul? Are you buying Jacksonville from what you've seen in these first 3 weeks?
You know what? I believe in Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback. He's always been a winner since he was a little kid. So we're starting to see him starting to win in the NFL now. I believe that, and the key thing he said is coaching. That coaching change was big from last year to this year. A lot of confidence. That team was an emotionally hurt team. Now they feel way more empowered, a lot more confidence in Trevor Lawrence. I can't say Super Bowl because it's the second year for Trevor Lawrence, but we've seen quarterbacks go to Super Bowl in the second year. But it's just hard for me to say Super Bowl yet, though. But I do see a lot of them competing in each games, maybe playoffs for sure. Playoffs, because like I said, they're in a weak division, so I don't see them not getting any type of resistance from the Colts.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna dive. I'm gonna run the intro real quick. And we're gonna dive back because I want to get kind of deep into this game because I kind of think that this is the game of the day. And then hey Ian, real quick, after we go to intro, can you turn that TV down a little bit? It's giving us like background noise. Just so you know. Okay, we'll be back in like 1 minute, guys, and we're gonna dive deeper into Jags Eagles because to me it's a huge game.
Sports and Tacos. We got freaks out there. We got 4 of them. We got 5 of them. We got special guests. We got a man in the shower. We got a brainiac. We got a guy that looks like he's supposed to be on Sports Center. And then you got me. It's all about the TMP, Sports and Tacos.
Who are the guys at Sports and Tacos? We're a bunch of sports experts who work together in a huge sports bar forever. And we know more sports than anybody in this entire world because we put our money where our mouth is. Okay, we're back. We're going to give a quick little shout out to Noah Water. We got Paul Pratt on today. It's one of the best waters in the whole world. Super purified. Hey, Paul, go ahead and do that again. Hold that water up again. Super purified, injected with electrolytes. It will hydrate you like no other water in the world. So
Yeah, that was my next question. Electrolytes.
Electrolytes. It's got all the electrolytes in the world. We're also going to give a quick shout out to my buddy Ray Panetta over at Pro Signatures Memorabilia. He's another sponsor of the show. Ray has literally the sickest sports memorabilia collection in the world. He does tons of charity events, donates lots of money to charities at these big, celebrity auction events and stuff. He's got one piece that I'm going to own someday. It's an 8x10 autographed by Peyton Manning, and it's also got an 8x10 autographed by John Elway. And inside of the frame of all this awesomeness is all 3 Broncos Super Bowl rings. So it's just something I need to own at some point in my life. But anyways, back to Jags and Eagles. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know why, but I'm crazy on Jacksonville bandwagon right now. And I think it's because that defense is sick. And if you put any kind of offense with that defense, and I think I have a 2015 Broncos bias, because in 2015, the Broncos won the Super Bowl with basically with almost no offense. So that's why I'm saying, if Trevor Lawrence and the Urban Meyer thing from last year, and he's through his rookie season, and Trevor Lawrence actually is starting to come into his own with a defense that at least looks right now pretty amazing. They like you were saying, they can go deep. And if for some reason, when you have home games, I don't know what it is about home games in Florida, but we saw it the other day with the Bills in Miami. Something about that heat and humidity. It's almost, and Paul, you could probably, I'll have you talk about this. Almost kind of like, did you ever play in Denver, Paul?
Yeah, I did. Mile High. Yeah. I sprained my LCL against Eric Decker. I was hurt.
Eric Decker. I remember Eric Decker. So let me ask you this. When you were playing, did you notice anything at altitude?
Yo, I was very tired. I was like, whoa. I felt that in my lungs for sure.
Your lungs. Like when you're running at altitude as opposed to sea level, because I know I'm born and raised in Denver. I'm a runner. I've run in Denver. I've run at sea level. Freezing. Like you are gasping for air. And so what's your experience also when you go to a place like Florida and it's, 85, 90 degrees and 90% humidity?
Yeah. Before I went back to NFL, I was in the UFL. I was on a team called the New York Sentinels, but we were based in Orlando. So I lived in Orlando for about 2.5 months. And let me tell you, man, I got so many cramps all the time. I got big, thick calves. So for some reason, my calves kept cramping. I was like, man, I don't know, man, make the team if I can't stop cramping. So I actually have to get IVs in before the games because once it gets hot in September, it's just that heat. And it's raining, but it's still hot, man. You get really dehydrated. So you definitely got to hydrate. I wish I had no water back then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I just kind of wonder, at least for right now, kind of out of nowhere, the Jags are looking like they're for real. Now, don't get me wrong. Just Bama, can you hear me? Bama,
I can. Can you hear me here? All right,
yes,
I finally found a connection spot for a minute.
All right.
Hey, we're live from the infield. Live from the infield, Talladega.
Nice. We're talking Jags Eagles right now. What are your thoughts on Jags and Eagles today? Oh, we might have lost you. We'll see if you can come back. Hey, Bam.
I like the Eagles all day, man. Jalen Hurts. Yep. You there?
Yeah, repeat that.
You there?
Yeah.
I'll say I like Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, man. They're going to make the Jags back to what they was a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
I completely disagree. That's Oh, I got to. Sorry, Bam. Your guys' connection isn't too good. Anyways, Ian, you are a lifelong Eagles fan. So basically, the Eagles are a touchdown favorite today. What are your thoughts on this game?
Just too weird for me. Doug coming back, but I